there, and a warm welcome to another episode of Today's Parent, where we connect you with experts and provide you with information to make your parenting journey a bit more easier. I'm your host, Christine Casina. Talking about connecting you with experts, we live in a very connected world. It's very hard for us to live in a world right now to say that we are not affected by technology, especially as today's parent. Technology is everywhere, and that's why we call ourselves digital parents. And to help us navigate digital parenting, we have in studio today our counselor. Her name is Anastasia Kihwaga, who's going to share pointers with us on how we can navigate this digital era. Welcome to today's show. Anastasia,
yes,
a pleasure to have you back.
Pleasure too.
Digital parent. What makes us a digital parent, by the way? Mimi niko digital.
Thank you for the opportunity once again. I'm always happy to be in Switch TV. Digital, the word speaks for itself. Because digital is whereby something is operating it. It's like there is an interest of something.
Yeah.
We are talking of parents who are raising children who are born and brought up in the age of gadgets. We have the iPhone, we have the technology already,
Yeah.
we have the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
we have the TV, so we have gadgets, which are, beside the normal parenting, there are things that are influencing our parenting styles.
Yeah.
Not the former parenting style that we used to have, the older parenting style. We have now something else that has come in between.
Yeah.
The parenting style that we had adopted those times, and today, when you talk of digital, meaning there is another influence that is impacting positively or negatively our parenting in today's generation. Because of that, we have a generation that is called digital.
That's true.
And
because way back when and now the times have really changed.
Yes, the times
have changed.
Yes, it's quite a very great transition. It's quite overwhelming because it's almost, some parents are drowning because it's a transition that caught us off guard.
It did.
Yes.
It did.
Because we never thought that it could influence us, because it's quite an impact. It is impacting the world positively and negatively.
Talking about positive impacts.
Yes.
When it comes to technology and parenting,
Yes.
what positive effects are there?
Wow, we have a generation called alpha parenting.
Alpha parenting.
Yes, alpha parenting is whereby the information is on, the information is on the fingertip, because there are people with digital. If I want to go to learn about something about parenting, I have a Google. I just Google. The information is quite at hand. Today, whatever we are talking with you, Christine, if you want to air it today, we can do it like it's gone. Like
and we can even actually even live if you wanted to. That's true.
Whatever, we
That's
just
true.
do it. Whatever you speak, it's just going on. By the way, we have a generation whereby it's like we have how many billions we have out of what we have in the world.
Yeah.
Is it 8.0? I can't remember. But 4.3 billion, they are online.
That's a lot
so
of people.
So they're accessing information immediately. So it's like whatever is happening, it's like whatever. The advantage of today's generation is whereby the information is at hand.
Yeah.
Yes. And the problem is we can get the light information as well as the long information.
That's the
thing.
We
have the sex texting, whereby they can't. Yes. Whereby
so is that a good or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
Okay.
So that's a bad influence.
Okay.
We are talking on both the positive
and the negative.
And the positive one, I was saying the information. We quite get the good information. We get the information about nutrition.
Yes.
Information. And we're in the information age whereby we can't afford to be
ignorant.
Yeah. It's
but
not a difference anymore.
It has to be a problem when you know too much, don't you think? Like when you go to the doctor, even before the doctor tells you what is wrong with you, you've already Googled what is possibly wrong with you. Going to the doctors with a possible solution of what you want him to.
Yes, yes. The flip of the same is the too much of information. People tend to, like now, maneuver to other ways. Because like now, what we know today was not known then. What we see today was not seen then.
Yeah.
Our children are growing up seeing things and knowing things. And as parents, the digital parents, that is where we come in. If we don't have the information at hand, if me as a parent, I am in the digital age, and I still want the old style, the old style whereby I'm analog and I'm raising digital
a digital child.
That's a flip. It's quite a confusion whereby we are not in the same page.
Yeah.
It's whereby we cannot compare. We are not compatible. We cannot really come together because I am raising somebody who knows. In fact, today the collectors. And that is why, as a parent, this is what you need to adopt. You need to have the information at hand. work with the children knowing that they know even when you don't know. So if you know you don't know, learn to know. And we cannot afford, like now that we don't know, they're in Instagram. You'll be amazed. A 7-year-old.
But
is
they're
in
not
their
allowed to be
Facebook.
there, right?
It's not allowed, but they access. Sometimes they access.
Yeah.
So it's whereby, as a parent, you need to guide them. It's a positive way. You need to guide the children on the way to go in terms of how to access the technology.
Okay.
To work on the good of them.
Right.
Yes.
So then you have mentioned that technology can have a positive effect on the kids, right? I'm trying to understand, looking at it, I know we've had it for a long time. Is there any positive effect you can think of, or positive effects you can think of social media?
Yeah. Another positive that we have for digital, we have said the first one is information, whereby we are able to learn quite much. Then number two, it makes parenting universal. Most of the time parents feel like, there are those times that parents feel like they are lonely. Whatever they're going through, it's like nobody else is going through.
Right.
But with that support system whereby you're sharing with other people, like we found people are doing WhatsApp group, we have parenting groups.
That's true.
Yes, we have also those sort of groups whereby you're able to share without marriage, and you're able to know quite much. Like now, it's also helping us not to quite deal. People are able to air out their views. That one it's subsiding the postpartum depression and all that. So with the sharing, you're able to have a support system. Also for the children, research when it comes to academic. We cannot do like the way we used to do those days, whereby you just concentrate with what you know. You also need to go quite overboard to understand other information from other sources. And internet, and with the technology and with the digital, we are able to quite research. So for the parents now, it's you to ask yourself, now with all those information, what do they understand? So as a parent, you need to know the control system in the internet, whereby you need to know what is the right for the children and what is not right, because the curiosity in the children, they want to get all of it. But you as a parent is where you intervene. You get the right thing for your children and you understand the wrong thing for your children, because when they start taking the information, they may take the long one and both the positive and the negative.
And the negative, of course.
So as a parent, where you intervene is whereby guide your children through. Learn with them. There are cartoons these days. Some of them, they're very helpful. I've watched them with my children. Some of them, they're very good for modeling. They model. And the model, they are those ones for cooking. There are those ones for technology. You get very good things from the internet.
Right.
But without guidance, they can go overboard, whereby they get to the pornography sites. It's amazing. I don't know if you people have noticed that whenever site you open, it pops up.
Something else pops up.
Yes, something pops up, whereby it's either Capon, a pornography advert or something.
That's terrible.
An advert whereby, or a social icon, there is the nudity, whereby all sorts of evil is popping out. And for the children, they want it because of the curiosity. So you as a parent, you to understand the site. Also sit down, understand what information is in the internet. And this one, parents, we cannot afford to be ignorant. If you never went to school, my friend, you have to go to school, because you have to learn what is in the internet.
I hear you. Well, you're going to take a short break right now. And then when you come back from the break, you're going to share, for that, we're going to share more pointers with the parents so they can understand how they can navigate, this digital parenting era.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
And with that, we're going to take a short break. In studio today, we have Anastasia, who's a counselor, sharing with us pointers on how we can navigate this era of digital parenting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to today's episode of Today's Parent, where we are talking about digital parenting to help us understand how we can navigate better this era of digital parenting. In studio today, we have Anastasia, who's a counselor, who's sharing tips on how we can do better when it comes to digital parenting. Anastasia,
Yes.
we have a question from Annette. And Annette's question is, she feels that her child is addicted to social media. What tips can you share with her?
What I can say is media is, digital internet is quite addicting, because something that you find yourself, you cannot do without it. Just know that's an addiction.
Can we not do without it?
Yeah, it happens. These days, people are waking up. They wake up to open where? They open WhatsApp because they want to know what is the current trend. It's like something is rolling in your mind that there is something that was happening when you are away, and you want to be on the current, online, whereby what was offline, you want to know what was happening when you're offline.
But how come previously we never used to have this need to keep up?
Yeah, it's because the information, as I said, everybody wants to keep track and the trend. Okay, the media, as I said, the digital is working very well because we can market our skills.
Yeah.
Like those days, people never used to know what people do. So today, people can market their skills.
Yeah.
They can market what they're doing. And you also get opportunities. There are opportunities through media and digital platforms. But on the other hand, it's working against them because we get social idols whom our children get to connect. Yes. Yeah. They are like our role models. Why? Because one, maybe parents are absent. So they get to internet, they get to TVs, they're always hooked with gadgets. Yeah. So you find that a child cannot work without a gadget. And the first thing they wake up, in fact, when you see a child that the first thing they wake up in the morning, that they pick a phone, that is a very dangerous thing. It's working against them. So always ensure that whatever they pick up, it's not a phone. Mm-hmm. It's not a remote. These days we don't get remotes in the table room, in the sitting room, or in the whatever. They're somewhere with somebody in that house because it's an addiction. Whereby the first thing, please check as a parent, what is the first thing that your children do when they wake up?
Right, so now that Annette mentions that she believes her child is addicted to social media.
Yes.
Is there help for her, or is this something that her child will struggle with in the long term?
There is help, and the first person to be helped is a parent. Because you as a parent, you need to support your child. It's a work together. Mm-hmm. It is like we help one another. A support system is whereby the child is here, you're here as a parent, and then you need a third party who is a counselor or a psychologist to help you work out. Because you need to ask yourself, what is the foundation? Maybe what I can ask Annette, what was the foundation? What was the basis of this issue that is coming up? Could it be that the parent was giving the child a phone as a way of comforting them when they were still young? Is it a problem that is cropping up? Could it be that this Annette, the child, is having some peer influence from outside who are also using gadgets? What I'll let the parents know is that you teach children responsible use of phone, responsible use of internet, because they will use it anyway. Because the flip is whereby we get some of the parents, they are very strict and they want the children never to touch the phones. But you're forgetting you're not there with the children.
All the time.
Like we don't encourage the stalking part of it, whereby a parent is stalking the children. I've seen even, it's good to put even
our CCTVs,
yes, the
our
CCTV,
nanny cameras.
Yes, to take care of them. But on the other hand, you will not be with that child forever.
All the time. That is true.
So the best thing is to teach them the responsible use. These children, they're going to grow up. They will go to boarding school. They will go to university. And you want to raise somebody who is responsible. Let them know that choices have consequences. And use of phone can be addictive. Honestly, the addiction is there. We have been having phone addiction. We have been having drug and substance abuse addiction. We've been having sexual intercourse addiction. Yeah. We've been having cyber. What do we call it? The gambling. Okay. Gambling is also addicting. And now we have phone addiction. Internet can be very addictive, whereby we can't do, so many people are not doing without it. It has become an addiction. And when we want to work out this issue, people get into withdrawal symptoms.
Wow. So even with children, a child like Annette, first of all, even before we go to the withdrawal symptoms,
yes,
what recommendation are you giving to Annette? Does she withdraw any gadget around the child right now to curb the behavior, or how does she deal with it? How are we concluding that part?
Yes, for the Annette, you need to sit down with the children and let them know the good part of the positive use of the phones or the gadgets
so
or the
re-educate
internet.
the child.
Yes.
Okay.
You need to like psycho-educate, whereby they need to know the positive parts. Because most of the time, we just withdraw. Or we just
and
remove.
we don't explain why.
It's like we pick it from them and they're wondering, why has it been picked? And we are forgetting that he will pick it from a neighbor or from a friend. So you're acting a fool. And they are very happy when you're acting a fool because they're still accessing internet. They're still accessing gadgets elsewhere, but they think mom doesn't know.
Yeah.
So the thing is, walk the talk with them. Let them know. And also you as a parent, they watch you and you're their role model.
Yeah.
If you're telling them not to use a phone, like there is a time I was seated, and when I'm telling my children not to use the phone, they told me, Mom,
but you're on the phone.
You're also on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge to us as parents that our children are watching us and we are the best role model. Before they go to other role models, let them pick it from us. Let us be the first information. Let them know that what we are saying and what we are doing, it is what we expect from them.
Absolutely.
Let them know that what I do when I'm online and what I'm doing is when I'm offline, it's something that they can relate with. And once they relate with it, they will know that mom is not doing it out of malice. They are doing it because of they want the best out of me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So in your practice, Anastasia, do you find, or in your opinion, do you think as adults now, a lot of us are addicted to our gadgets?
Yes.
A lot of us are.
Yes.
So like you say, before even it trickles down to our kids, we as parents need to reevaluate the relationship we have with our own gadgets. You say, like when we wake up, the first thing we look at is our WhatsApp.
Yes. That's a good point, Christine, because we need to ask ourselves, is it that we are telling them not to do it? But where did they learn from? Where did they get this information from?
Yeah.
Because they look at us like we need to develop ground rules in our house. Like during supper time or during breakfast time, let the phones never be found. Let them be kept away.
Yeah.
Like the gadgets, let them be away. Let the laptop be away. Let the TV be off. Because when do you ever communicate? Because we need those such breakups whereby,
Absolutely.
beside using phones, there is time for using phones or gadgets. There is time for doing other exercises, like even doing the jumping and hoop scooping. And we also have other times whereby we can also have a talk as a family, that dialogue talk whereby.
How was your day? You know, just basic questions like that.
Let them know how was it. Let them also get the information from them, because it's like we want them not to do. But what is that you want them to do that you yourself you're not doing it?
Right.
Because when you wake up, maybe you're answering to quite good information. But remember, them, they don't know it's good information. Maybe you're answering to emails or something important. But let them know, I have your time. As a baby, they don't understand. What I will say is that children don't understand the language that we have. They understand time with us that is what they understand time. That's love. They feel
spending time and giving them our time.
Yeah, giving them our time. And if they see you that you're not giving them you're not giving them time, they think that you're not involved.
Right.
Yes.
So Anastasia, share with us pointers at this point in time. How do we navigate this digital era? How can a parent who's watching, what pointers can you share with them of how to navigate these hard times that we are living in, that we cannot stay away from technology?
Yes. Number one, as a parent, be informed.
Be informed.
Yes. Understand the language that is in the internet and the language of your children, and then come to the middle ground whereby you're able to border or you're able to guide them. You have the information, because if you don't have the information, it is very hard to guide somebody.
Yeah.
And then don't just stick to the pointers. You know, parents, we tend to give directives. I'm directing you to watch, not doing this.
No, don't watch TV.
Yes, don't watch TV.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, let them also experience with them watching TV, watch cartoons with them. Yes, also get the interest of what interests them.
Right.
Because when they know that whatever they are the point of their interest is good for you, they get to understand that mom is interested by my growth, because it's a growth also. Because the problem is, it's when the internet came and the digital era came, there were people who refused to move with the digital, because they felt that it's not good, it's not okay, it's spoiling our children. Okay, it's spoiling our children. But on the other hand, are we going to remove it?
No.
It's not going to be removed anywhere, any sooner. So the best thing is understand it, understand how to work it. Then number 2, as a parent, also sit with your children down. When is the best time to watch the TV, use the gadgets? Because you have the time right.
So you limit screen time?
Yeah, you limit them.
Okay.
And also, having why should they go to sleep with their phones? Have a central point whereby they keep their
all
phones.
the phones are packed
because
at
what
night.
happens is, there's that temptation that they are online the whole night. And then
That's
when you're
true.
waking up in the morning, you find that their eyes, they are red. And you're wondering, okay, what was happening? Are they smoking? And that is why it's addicting. Were they smoking weed or something? What was happening? It's because you see them.
No, I like the
even
way you
sleeping.
said weed. Do you think all parents who are watching right now know what weed is? Or do you want to break
you
down
may
what?
think they are on drugs, because
Okay.
maybe when the eyes have turned, they may think they are on drugs. But maybe the addiction that they are holding onto, it's the addiction of phone
Yeah.
or the internet. And it's quite addictive, because I said being online makes you up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps you up to date. And parents, what we are doing is we give direction, we give pointers.
Yeah.
We tell them not do, don't do. Now we need to, after saying don't do, then ask yourself as a parent how to now implement the don'ts.
Speaking of how to, for a parent who has a teenager, and you know
Yes.
most of them are on social media,
Yeah, they
especially on Instagram, and they have all these idols that they look up to, and are local and international celebrities. How do you set a foundation in the home as a parent that then your child is able to have a conversation with you, look up to you, that they know the difference between whatever happens online has been curated, it's not the real thing, and this is how real life looks like. How do you help them tell the difference?
What I will say is, the information that you give your children, let them know that there is real life and there is ideal. There is the mask that you see in the social media, and I'm not saying that all people who are posting in the social media, it's not the real life.
Yeah.
People are doing quite stuff.
That's true.
And quite informative
That's
and
true.
educative stuff that we need to follow. But there are people who are masking it, and they make our children feel like this is the way to go,
Yeah.
yet it's not the real life. So the thing is, let the child be. Let them know that I am who I am. Today I am who I am before I become somebody else.
Right.
And the more you want to become like somebody else, the more you lose yourself.
Very true.
As a parent, that one should come from a parent. Every parent, they need to tell our children. And even we need to tell ourselves, because some of us, as parents, we still don't have that identity. We still don't know who we are. Because we want our family to look like another family.
A perfect one.
Yes, that is not appealing. It's not anywhere sooner to be seen.
Right.
So let them be.
Okay.
Let the real life. Walk. Yani, allow the talk to be the reality on the ground.
Monkey see,
Things
monkey
may,
do.
Yes, things may be different there, but let the reality be seen on the ground. Also, the parents, they need to understand. They need to ask yourself, as a parent, where do I want my child to go?
Okay.
In terms of the growth and the maturity part of it, whatever I am role modeling them to become, will they admire somebody else who is not? And that one, as a parent, you need to ask yourself, what are those things that I need to train up my children when I'm in the house? I see by the way, what you do, you sit with the children with the gadgets, let them understand what is there. If they're in Facebook, be their first read. If they post something, comment, and comment in the light way, and also guide them through. And this way, also know their friends through Facebook, through Instagram. Because even if you're not there, they are there. Most of us parents, they are not in Facebook, they're analog one. So I'm calling you to transition.
Right.
Because whether you like it or not, the IT technology
It's not going anywhere.
It's going to advance. So when you're left behind, as the technology advance, we lose our children.
Thank you,
So,
Ms.
and
Tivia.
without the information, the more we lose them. So the best thing is to understand the information, and then with guidance and with the
Absolutely.
information.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to share.
Yes.
I know with what you've shared, the parents who are watching have a better understanding how to navigate this digital space and to do better, especially to become more present and be in their children's lives. Thank you for coming to share.
Welcome.
And with that, we come to the end of today's episode of Today's Parent, where we're talking about digital parenting, how we can become more present, because the one thing we cannot afford to do at this time is to become absentee parents. I hope the pointers that Councillor Anastasia has shared will be of use to you, and continue being intentional about your parenting and being present, listening and spending time with your child. We come to the end of today's episode. We've been here in studio at Little Cribs, the home of fun, exciting and durable kids furniture. I have been your host, Christine Casina. If you're looking for parenting resources, go to www.supermamas.co.ke. We look forward to having you next time. Thank you for tuning in.